First off, let me say this. If you're in the business of loudspeakers or something in the Netherlands, and you are looking for a person that might be able to help you out in your company or whatever, I don't know. I'm still looking for a job, and I really would like to, get things going and have a normal job, since I am without one at the moment. So in the Netherlands, based in the Netherlands, because, well, otherwise it's not possible, I think. I looked all over the place for jobs that are loudspeaker related, audio related, which I love. But I cannot find anything. So maybe if there's anyone watching in the Netherlands that is busy with the same stuff and has a company or whatever, you might as well contact me, because I might not, well, apparently I cannot find you. So let's put it out there. Anyhow, this is a old project, as you can see. It's a bit wasteful of the aluminium, to be honest, but I need the cutting mat. I am gonna try a small panel. It's a scaled down panel of a bigger panel, but I want to check if some of the stuff works, as I hope it will work. Maybe it doesn't at all. It will be the first panel or foil based on a sort of Apogee style. Oh, by the way, don't call me or send me a message if I want to make a Apogee base membrane for whatever version, because I won't. Because first off, I've read a lot on Apogee forums, and everyone is fighting on these forums always. It always has one common thing in all of these forums. Sorry, I don't know the person, but it is a person that makes these membranes, and it always, every thread I read ends up being I don't know, nasty. And there's always one person involved. It might not be his fault, by the way, because I don't know what happened in between all these persons, but there's a lot of fighting going on in Apogee land. Not sure why. But I am gonna make sort of a membrane that has the same characteristics as a Apogee, and that the only characteristics of an Apogee is that the coil moves horizontally, and I'm pointing it vertically right now, but so like this. That's the only difference, and it's corrugated. It's gonna be a small panel because my rollers are not big enough to make to corrugate a big foil, so I'm limited by the width, hence also the length, because it scales a little bit. What I first did is like corrugate a small piece of aluminium, pure aluminium 12 micron foil, to measure how much it will shrink if I corrugate it. And it was 29 centimeters long, this piece, and it became 26, I believe, and a half, 26 and a half. It's like only 86% of the original length. Now, when I'm gonna mount this thing, if I'm able to even, not this thing, but the final result, I probably will stretch it as well a little bit like this. So I opted for 10% longer than it actually will be when corrugated. At least I hope that's gonna work. I mean, it's for me, I've never done this, so I don't know. But this is of course just a piece of aluminium, just kitchen foil 12 micron. By the way, I did find a source of 7 micron aluminium foil, which before I had to order it from Denmark because there's this paper aluminium sandwich combination or laminate that is used for packing in sandwiches, which is funny. That has like 6.87 micron thick aluminium foil on it. And I looked all over for it. And now today I just wanted to look for some other kind of aluminium. Actually this aluminium, but not in 29 centimeters, but like 50 or something. And then I discovered 7 micron foil in like 45 centimeter wide sheet and 150 meters long or something. That's wicked. So I looked for it for years and then you find it by accident, which is cool. Anyhow, I'm gonna put some of this paper-backed 7 micron foil on here because the panel is a sort of scaled down version of what I really wanted to make. And to get a little bit of resistance, I opt for 7 micron aluminium. If I make a bigger panel, I think I should be able to get away with 12 micron. And I prefer it actually to have to use my huge tape that I just threw in the bin. But that might be too heavy. And it also creates a very low impedance. So I have to have like, well, multiple traces. And in a Apogee, they either have one trace that goes like this, like snake thingy. And in some panels, they have 2 traces going like this. If I use this 30 micron foil, I probably need like 4 or 5 of these traces. And then the traces might be too small. When I corrugate it, it ends up like being, I don't know, maybe touching each other or, you know, not as neat as I would like. So maybe I'll try it in the future, but for now, I'm gonna stick that joke with 7 micron. And this is quite sticky still, and lately I have problems getting foil off. Probably because there is a considerably glue layer on here already. Except for here. Here it doesn't stick at all. I'm still not like completely impressed by using adhesive to put the foil on. What I really would like, and it's only possible with some of the designs, maybe for this kind of ribbon it might be possible, is use my vacuum pump. I have a Vane, what is it called? A Vane vacuum pump. And you could pull a vacuum through the MDF. The only thing I don't know is if it is possible to cut with a plotter on a piece of MDF. And especially if you can do it again, or it just fucks up. Because then I could like vacuum the foil on here, glue it, do all of the stuff you want, and then just disable the vacuum pump and it just comes off without like pulling on it and whatever. That would be really neat, but so I'm not sure. There probably are, I think I looked for it once, there are cutting mats, I believe, that are porous, so you can pull air through it. So that would be awesome, but I believe it was rather expensive as well. So I'll try to clean this a little bit so we don't have like humps and ugly stuff. Okay, so I'll give it a very light spray, I think. I'll leave it here. I hate that everything will be covered in this way. Not more. This is some really cheap spray glue. I must try the Super 77 from M3, but as far as I know, it's also not the greatest in permanently bond stuff. The Super 88 will be better, but it doesn't have a clear spray, or not. It has a clear spray pattern, that is the problem, and not a mist. You need a mist. But like pre-coated mylar with adhesive will be far better. It's thinner, it's neater, it's more even. It's just the way to go. But I cannot find 12 micron mylar with adhesive. So if you know an address or whatever, maybe it's a transfer film or used for something completely different, I'm still interested as long as it is rather wide. So I need some foil. Aluminium foil. So it will be sitting like this. You see it sticks rather okay. I wish I had my roller here, but it's in the shed. And the shed, as you know, is really far away. It's like, I think, 6 meters or something. So I'll probably do it right like this, and maybe if I'm in the shed, I might roll it out. The only upside of this foil is that it makes it easier to work with the paper on it. And the other foil I found has no paper on it. So it might be a bitch to handle. And as well I have to buy, of course, 3 rolls. So I got like foil for years to come. That might not work at all. As with many of the stuff I buy, it's just sitting around here until I can use it for something else. So probably it is best to clean it right now and put some adhesive on it, because in the end I have to put adhesive on it, and it's easier to do right now than do it in half an hour in the shed. So I'm gonna clean this off with some, hey boys, just a tiny bit, but really lightly. I bet it is black now. Well, blacker. So, enough of that. It stinks. Now I have to spray glue this, and I don't like to spray in here because, of course, there's my soldering stuff, hot air gun thing, soldering iron, whatever, and it. So leave that to dry a little bit, so it is like more of a rubbery thingy, and then I'm gonna put it on the CNC and plot it. Hopefully